Hey guys, my name's Corwyn.
And my name's James.
And thanks for listening to This Movie's Gay.
Hey guys, I left my notebook on the table. No.
He's gotta walk away to get it.
No, you want to know what? I don't need notes. I have an eidetic memory for this movie.
Just specifically this one.
Just this one, nothing else. Oh man, I don't even remember what my mother's face looks like.
This week, we're watching Eating Out 2 Sloppy Seconds.
All right, and right off the bat, I want to talk... Well, do you want to know what? Fuck that. Right off the bat, this is leaps and bounds better than the first one. The acting, the lighting, the pacing of it, everything is so much better. It's like everyone, their acting skills, which were still good, but they weren't playing... Before it seemed like they were theater actors playing on film. They were doing these big movements, but now it was like they were playing for film, and it was great.
Yeah, I can see that. I do think quality overall, this one was definitely better than the first one.
Skyrocketed up. Also, what were we calling that one guy? Straight guy? I think that's how we were calling him. Straight guy was very awkward.
Troy from Troy?
No, straight guy from the first one.
Oh, yeah. Straight guy was very awkward.
The guy we called straight guy.
Yeah, I was like, what are you talking about?
Because we don't remember anyone's names.
I mean, he wasn't in this one. He was gone.
He out of here. They didn't even... Did they explain where he went?
No, not at all.
Okay, well... I would like to discuss the tagline for this movie. The name of this is Eating Out Sloppy Seconds. Are you ready for seconds? Change that. You can't have seconds and seconds so close to each other. So, Corwyn, if you had to create a tagline for this movie, what would it be?
Eating Out 2 Sloppy Seconds. Here we come again.
There we go. You could also say the play on of coming in and coming in, then coming out. Also, I did have a nice one. Something that like the tables have turned because so in this one Jazz wants to act as if he's straight. So, hey, the tables have turned. It's also a, play on eating out, like eating at a table. You know, you do that, Corwyn.
I feel like there were too many levels in that one because I got way lost.
Or the tables have turned straight. So then it's a little more on the note. Or the tables have turned and I'm hungry.
Oh my God. Well, this movie is much like the first one. We've got someone pretending to be a sexuality they aren't in order to sleep with someone else.
Okay.
Yeah. It's reversed.
I don't even want to give the plot line of it because it's really the same, except...
It's literally the same.
There's one major difference. The fact that this small town boy comes in and a group of 4 friends manipulate him so much to be like, hey, we're in a big city. He doesn't know anything that's going on. Is so uncomfortable. It's not good.
I mean, there were a lot of uncomfortable, this isn't good moments in the movie. Just some like dated stereotype things and some definitely dated language and jokes. It's like, that's kind of racist. Please don't say that. Thanks.
Also, how they don't believe bisexuals exist.
Yes. And I wrote that down. That was the same in the first movie. I wrote it down again and I was like, bisexuals still don't exist? ?
Yeah, now we're what, 2007?
I have no idea. What was the first one? 2006? Let me look it up. I've got Google on my phone.
But yeah, they say bisexuals don't exist. But the weird thing about that is at the end of the movie, there's a lot of bisexuality because Gwen possibly becomes bi.
It was 2006.
Okay. So then, yeah, bisexuals, I guess, didn't exist back then. It was just LGT.
Bisexuals have existed for longer than the early 2000s.
No, you mean they just came about in the late 2000s.
Just late 2000s.
Very late 2000s. Third trimester 2000s.
Oh, there's stereotypes, and then I mean, there's still like bisexual erasure in modern day. You've got a lot of actors and actresses that are like, I'm bisexual, but as soon as they marry someone or anything like that, it's like, oh, you're gay, or oh, you're straight because you married, like, a woman married a man. And it's like, no, she's still bisexual. She just happens to be married. Like,
you just found the one.
You found your one of the
one.
Is
Nicole is my Neo. She's the one.
James is in a complicated computer simulation.
Oh,
it's the Matrix. You're welcome.
I got a tube tattooed on my back of the neck. James, you're mixing things up.
You're mixing everything up. It's fine. This movie mixed things up. Not really. It did the same it did the first movie. It just had a higher quality about it. Just technically on the technical side.
I'm tired.
I noticed. He just yawned.
I've been yawning a bunch.
Yeah, it's a long time. It's been a long time. It's been a long time.
It's a long time. It's a long time. Well, also Nicole is gone right now, which means I just stay up so late. There's no one to say, hey, we're going to bed now, because she is on a work schedule, and I can just keep working and working until I'm just like, my ears are starting to bleed or I'm about to pass out.
That doesn't sound very healthy.
Well, no, usually I have Nicole.
But since she's been gone, you're just like, oh.
Since she's been gone. It's such a time for the very first time since she's been gone. I don't know these songs.
I apologize. I had nothing to do with that.
Oh, I'll auto-tune it and make it sound real crisp.
For that, I will double apologize.
I thought you were going to say, hey, and for that, I take all the credit.
Credit's a strong word. But
oh, yeah, I'll take debit for it. We should get that going.
I'll take debit for it.
Because that's even better.
To get debit?
Yeah. Because debit goes, it's
credit
better.
Or debit?
Yes. Use debit. Don't
Sorry, I need your pen for that.
Yeah, don't be a victim to these credit card companies.
I mean, capitalism is what the victim of you are.
Yeah. God,
that was a sentence?
Such great grammar, Corwyn.
I was reading a text while saying that.
My mom, I don't remember how... My mom kept over and over again mispronouncing your name, but I don't remember what it was.
I love when people mispronounce my name. I grew up with people mispronouncing my name because trying to say Corwyn with a southern accent is very difficult for some people.
Let me try. Oh, you fucking Corwyn. No, I'm pretty good at it.
It's not southern. What was it? Southern London?
That's what I'm doing.
Southern American? Try that one.
Hold on. I would like some crumpet with tea.
You're
Corwyn.
I don't know what that was, but it wasn't correct.
All right, let me try. I have to say, the Bears, Corwyn. There we go. That's Southside Chicago white.
Is it?
Yeah.
I was unaware that that accent existed. But
yeah, the Chicago accent.
I mean, I'm aware of the Chicago accent. It just...
The Bears.
It sounded
Corwyn.
Very wrong.
The Bears over there with the Corwyn. The Bears. Okay, let me try a Southern accent. Okay, no, I'm going to do my...
He's not going to do it.
No, I'll do my grandfather, how my grandfather talked. I gotta call one.
Are you Boomhauer in Hank of the Heel? Oh, God.
My grandfather had a very thick Appalachian accent, so that is how he talked.
Oh, well...
I remember my friend Dakota Rust came over, and this is how Dakota described it. We were sitting on the couch, and my grandfather was on a reclining chair. This is Dakota's interpretation to it. He looks over, my grandfather starts saying... And then I hand my grandfather a remote. And then later on, he's like, How'd you know your grandfather wanted a remote? He said, hey, James, could you hand me the remote? And he's like, that is not what he said.
There are probably some Southern accents that I hear and can understand very well compared to some other accents that I've heard.
All right, let me try.
I'm
hold on.
that was perfect.
The chipper all over there. I'm following like the chipper all over there. Corwyn. Yeah, see, you can do it.
What was that supposed to be?
Like a southern,
a southern gentleman?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then because
Kentucky
of
Fried Chicken?
Yes. No, I'm being Foghorn Leghorn.
Foghorn Leghorn?
From Looney Tunes.
Oh, yeah.
That's how I know how to do a Southern accent. I could also try like a Cajun accent. That's Southern.
Yes.
Okay. Maybe I can't. I don't know what is Cajun. What would be a Cajun thing to say? Like, oh fuck. Maybe Foghorn Leghorn is Cajun. Corwyn, you try a Cajun accent.
I'm not gonna try a Cajun accent.
Well, my never. No, that's. Yeah, I was also like fanning myself. Well, my never. Corwyn over there. See? Oh no, that was Forrest Gump. Just like a better version of him, a more confident version.
Better is a strong word. That's a strong word.
What's another what's like a hillbilly accent? I can only think of like dandies from the South. That's all I can think of.
Why?
I don't know.
Why is that your thought?
I'm exhausted.
Are they eating finger sandwiches and drinking sweet tea?
Or maybe even some cucumber water. Or cucumber sandwiches.
Cucumber sandwiches with sweet tea.
Yeah. Can you make me that someday, Corwyn? Not hot tea.
Cucumber sandwiches and sweet tea?
Yes.
Yeah?
Yes, I'm finally invited to one of his many dinner parties that I am never fucking invited to.
I went to a dinner party last night. It was for my friend for her birthday, which is next week, but we cooked last night. And it's my friend that I've been teaching how to cook in a Southern way and like using recipes and stuff and just expanding her cooking knowledge and expanding my own cooking knowledge while that's happening. So we have cooked a couple of dinner parties at this point.
Oh, so all the dinner parties are just for her?
Yeah, it's her apartment. It's for her. So I don't...
Because Corwyn's like, I had to pick up stuff to make a souffle, or, I'm baking a cheesecake today.
The cheesecake was for work, which I am no longer at. I am no longer at my old job.
Baby, got
and I do make cheesecakes often. I've never made a souffle. I should learn to make a souffle.
Of a fancy dish you would make.
I mean, we've been cooking things from Chrissy Teigen's cookbook, which is incredible and very tasty.
Is Chrissy Teigen Southern, though?
No.
Well, I thought you said you were trying to have her cook the Southern way.
I mean, there are some Southern styles of cooking that you can impart, I believe.
What's your favorite Southern dish? A jambalaya. Oh, there we go.
Jambalaya is really good.
Jambalaya, Corwyn. Yeah, see? I can do it.
I really love chicken and dumplings. I really love fried chicken, obviously. Those are two Southern things. Fried okra.
Can you make
I'm just going to keep saying fried things.
A Southern fried tofu for us?
Collard greens are so good. A Southern fried tofu?
Yeah.
I don't know how that work.
Because we've tried, and I think it's because we don't have a deep fryer. Yeah, you can.
I will work on that and get back to you.
All you really have to do is you soak the tofu in vegetable oil.
Buttermilk.
Or not vegetable oil, in vegetable broth so it gets porous in there. And then it tastes like vegetable broth inside it. It gives it extra flavor. And then you put it in some eggs, I think, dip it like you would a fried chicken, and then you dip it in the breading and then you fry it.
Why vegetable broth, though?
You can use, because it's a vegetarian broth.
I mean, when you're making, normally Southern fried chicken is going to be buttermilk fried chicken. Would you dip it? Would you soak it in buttermilk? Because that's what you do with the chicken.
If you want to know it, try it.
I feel like you could get a really good southern fried tofu if you actually soak it in pickle juice.
I don't think I can use, I think things that like a brine, I think might give me the rumblies now.
Well, we'll figure it out. I'll look up some recipes and I'll see what I could do.
But oh, that sounds good. If it were soaked in pickle juice, that would be delicious.
Yeah, because
I mean, I would be on the toilet for a very long time afterwards. Or my body is just rejecting natural like fruits and vegetables because all I've been eating recently is macaroni and cheese. And
I think it's probably the
PB&J.
problem with just macaroni and cheese and PB. Your diet sounds like it needs to be worked on a little bit.
Well, guess what? I don't have income, Corwyn. It used to be much better. I would eat salads and tofu all the time.
I still remember you eating ramen too, didn't you?
That was before G-Fest, and I wanted to save money by not going out to get the healthiest fast food, Taco Bell.
Oh, we got way sidetracked.
Oh, yeah.
Southern accent. If you're going to try, you could try a Texas accent.
What's a Texas accent?
So that one, I'll just describe what my voice teacher told me when I was in college. If you're trying that, just talk with a smile, like the widest smile you can give.
Hey guys, I'm talking with a smile. What? I have a smile on.
Just,
Oh, Corwyn's about... hey, actually, you should be whipping out your accents right now. It will show people who possibly want to hire you. Contact me. I am his agent.
Why?
So then we can drum up some business.
I mean, if
I've only ever heard you sound like a mouse. That's for a voice acting thing he recorded over here.
That's okay. Hilarious. Back to the movie.
Okay, yeah, let me grab my notes.
So the movie was much like the first one in that, someone was pretending to be something they're not, and then it all kind of blows up in the end, but then it all comes together. That's pretty much the synopsis of the movie.
Yeah, can I give a quick one?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right, so classical is still there. Oh, no.
Classical and jazz are still there, but classical is played by a different actor.
And then we also have Gwen, who is still there. Same actress. Awesome.
Same actress.
I was so glad she was back. She's my favorite character.
And then Tiffany is back as well. She was the one that you remember from the faux rape scene from the first one. And
it
also
looked like
showing
a
up at the
different
end.
actress.
But I Googled it.
But
it's the
not.
same actress.
She... one, looks amazing, and two, acting skills leaps and bounds above the first one. It is insane.
Maybe they took acting classes.
Or maybe I don't know. Everyone, I thought, acting skills, everything was flawless in this movie. So, they are now buddies because jazz and classical broke up because jazz was getting jealous of classical hanging around hot dudes, and he was like, "Oh, I'm not attractive." Just being a whiny boy.
The same insecurities from the first movie, so the same just unsolved issues that he had in the first movie.
His acting skills are great. Fantastic, guys. Spoiler alert, I loved this movie. Maybe because of last week's movie, I might not be. I might have my standard.
Your tolerance your standard got dropped.
Yeah. Oh, man. Okay. So they break up. Then all of a sudden, Tiffany, Gwen, and Jazz are very good friends. They have an art class together in college. And a guy, Troy, from Troy, Illinois. Wonder if that's a real place. He comes in. He is a nude model for them, and he's well endowed, guys. And then they all fall for him. They try to manipulate this man into having sex with any of them. So that's the movie. They're trying to have sex with him. In the end, he figures out he's bi. Falls in love with Tiffany. It's insinuated. Yeah.
Yes.
Is that the word I'm looking for?
I
They
think so.
insinuate that they're going to have an open relationship-ish, but just like he can have sex, or they can have 3 ways.
They're gonna have 3 ways with other the third being a dude.
Yeah.
Probably.
So then Mark or Classical and Jazz get back together, and Gwen is also possibly bi.
Because Classical sees Jazz with Troy from Troy and gets jealous and is like, yeah, it is jealous to see you with or it is jealous to see people with hot friends or something like that. It's something dumb. And I'm like, oh, that's the resolution here. Okay, great.
It's okay to be jealous.
Instead
of just saying like, hey, I'm going to be faithful to you.
There's just a lot of insecurity there that was barely touched upon.
Yeah. All right, I'm getting into notes. Right off the bat, better tagline. We figured it out. The surfer guy. So how this starts out, I totally forgot about that. Is
a better opening scene than the first one.
I mean, it still was
a little weird.
A little forceful.
Yeah.
So we see this guy open a door. We don't know either of these people. But we see a picture of this guy and Gwen together.
Yeah.
So we have to assume that they're together, and we're like, oh, where'd straight guy go?
Correct.
So they start, this surfer guy who's saying, what's up, bro? And I was thinking, wasn't this in Arizona? Are there lakes in Arizona? But who cares? I know there are, because isn't that where that like big party lake is? Lake Tahoe?
No idea.
Okay. So then this guy comes in and says, oh, I got something you can ride, because they were supposed to go surfing, and then pours water on top of him, shakes it off, and then says to this guy who is, we assume is dating Gwen, that I got
straight. You wet.
Yeah, I got you wet. And then he's like, oh, you're not straight. You like to play confused. And then they start having sex, and he says, oh, lick my tit. I love your tit. And then we flash out of that sequence and see that it's him having sex with Gwen, which I thought he was gay and was acting like he was straight. However, she was envisioning that he is gay, which does kind of turn the last movies, like her characteristics of last movie is she wasn't trying to date gay guys. She wanted to find a guy who was straight and wanted her for her.
But she had Classical and the straight dude sleep together, or try to sleep together, and then immediately slept with the straight dude.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I think it was very much in her character.
Yeah. She has layers, I guess.
But that was where I was like, you're just acting confused. I was like, bisexual? Question mark. Like, they just don't exist according to this movie.
Well, no, I took that as he doesn't know that he wants to have sex with a boy. Like, he likes playing like, oh, I'm straight, but I don't know.
I don't know. That sounds like a can of worms.
Hey, and let's open them here. Okay. So, yeah, and then she kicks him out. And then before he says you're confused, he goes, and then so this is even more bonkers because she is thinking this in her head.
Yeah.
Guy she's dating in this fantasy goes, and then the surfer guy goes, you stammering, bro. Oh, man.
It was quite an opening sequence, much like the first movie, except not like the first movie, because this one I actually only cringed a little bit.
Yeah, I did too. It still seemed forceful.
Still seemed forceful, still a little cringy, but less cringy than the first one.
Then we get more cringy stuff when we go to college. I have the hiccups. And someone is handing out flyers saying, stop the faggotry, the spread of it. And it's a conversion therapy, pretty much, support group.
Yeah.
It's bad.
Real bad.
I do like in the end, also throughout the movie, they say, oh, those anti-gays. And then they go, no, the ex-gays. They call them gay.
The ex-gays. The group is called Coming In.
Yeah. So a couple things in their slogan, which is kind of like my smash hit of a catchphrase. Hate has no homo here. Corwyn was like, what smash phrase does James have?
The one that broke you.
So theirs is homo no more, which sounds a lot like a French saying. So if you said that in like with a France,
Homo no more.
Yeah, yes. Homo no more. But I don't know if you caught this. When they're in their support group, it's just a random school classroom. They had a poster on the wall that was like a drawn up poster that said, God made rainbows cool first, then the Jesus fish symbol.
I saw the Jesus fish symbol, but mostly because I was looking up the actors, and one of them had a frame from the movie of him with the Jesus fish behind him.
Yeah, and the sign said, God made rainbows cool first.
Stole it.
He also, one of the best lines in, I might have the measurements wrong, but when Jazz is explaining to the group that he's straight and has a girlfriend, they're like, oh, we'll describe her. He says, oh, she's so sexy. She's a 58, 24, 32. And then the lesbian in the group, which her name was Violet Moofdiver, she said, what is she, a rhinoceros? And then it comes up a few times in the movie.
And they don't explain it to Tiffany, who is the supposed girlfriend.
And those measurements are off. I don't think anyone could have those measurements.
No.
That's like a Barbie doll type deal.
Yeah.
Even that I don't know. I don't know measurements.
It was just a lot.
Oh man. I'm just gonna call him Mark. Mark is classical.
Classical, yeah.
Which is for a C. And when he's undressing with Troy, the bisexual guy, he says, the name's Mark with a C. Pretty gay, right? Which I'm like, what?
Okay.
Okay, but one of the best things is something you said during the movie is when they were
remember what I said.
When they were describing, they were talking to the bisexual guy. It was Tiffany, Gwen, and Jazz.
Oh.
And they were trying to determine if he was straight or gay because it could be it has to be one or the other. There's nothing in between there. He was talking about how much he loves his mother, and then Jazz says, the only thing you need is the love of a mother. And then Corwyn says, that's the gayest fucking thing I've ever heard.
I did say that. It was just the way he said it was so... I was like, oh my God.
Also, while they were describing Troy's body in the classroom while they were drawing him, Gwen says, like, oh, he looks like he's been baling and milking things all day. Then
baling hay and milking things all day.
Yeah, and then Jazz says something, and I forget what he says, but then Gwen just says, he looks like sex.
Doesn't Tiffany says that?
Yeah. Did I say Gwen?
Yeah.
Oh, Tiffany says that. I'm
Tiffany.
sorry. This movie was so good.
God.
And during that scene, it was just hella porn music. And their teacher.
Who kept mentioning that he was married and then would get like very hot and bothered by the nude model who was Troy and by Mark when he came to nude model. Also, Mark saw his ex-boyfriend Kyle with Troy and then immediately was like, what's going on here? And Gwen told him, so he went and followed Troy to the art class and then walked into the bathroom and was like, oh yeah, we're modeling together, and just completely passed it off and was like, yep, you asked for 2 models. I'm here. Oh, I've got my student rec for. Oh, sorry, I lost it. You still need 2 models, right?
Well, the teacher didn't even want to see the pass. He just went, "Oh, you're in."
Well, it's because he like bent down and he was like, "Oh, I don't have it with me. You still need 2 models, right?" And then the teacher was like, "Oh."
He goes,
"Yeah, definitely."
Corwyn.
No.
There was also something that Tiffany said. She said something like, Troy is an enigma
mixed
with a...
Nope, she didn't say mixed.
It was like an enigma in a something in a riddle.
Not in a.
What?
She used a very specific word.
Then tell me.
She said he was an enigma having sex with a whatever, having sex with whatever.
Oh, with a riddle. I know one of them was a riddle.
Yeah.
Okay.
Except
That's
she didn't
hot
say
as
having
hell.
sex with. She was like, he's an enigma, fucking a riddle, fucking a blah, blah, blah. I don't remember what it was.
Let's just say a metaphor.
A metaphor.
A riddle fucking a metaphor.
That doesn't make sense.
I know. I don't care.
It didn't make sense.
It did make sense in the movie, though.
Yeah, that's when they got the idea to pretend to be Jazz, to pretend to be straight.
What's
so
his
that
real
he could
name?
be. His real name is Kyle.
Okay, Kyle and Mark. We're ditching the classical and the jazz.
Okay, so Kyle, that's where Gwen got the idea for Kyle to be straight. Did she do that with... No, she didn't do that. Kyle did that the first time. Yeah. Kyle and Gwen need to stop this.
Yeah.
Well, I don't think they're in the next movies, so they obviously do.
It's probably Kyle's cousin who does it next time.
It's like this... Kyle and Gwen just like lying to people about sexualities to try to get everyone else in bed. He even like makes a self-deprecating joke about it. He's like, oh, you would be with someone that lied about being straight so that he could sleep with a dude at the end when he was getting Mark back.
Okay.
I'm like, cool, Kyle. Change.
Yeah,
Be
Kyle,
better.
come on.
Be better. That's my
okay.
public service announcement.
So, this movie was about maybe 18 minutes shorter than the other one. But I think it's just because they had a super uncomfortable scene and it shaved 18 minutes off from it, but still had a it would have been, a 22-minute awkward scene that Corwyn and I should not have been sitting together on a couch watching.
They were just like, this is happening again. It's happening again.
The scene was too horny for us to have been on the same couch. And there wasn't a chunky cat in the middle of us to just be like, hey guys, I'm here.
Frank, where were you? We needed you.
He's too busy sleeping.
He could have slept right there.
Yeah. But he likes being underneath the cupboard because it's next to the oven, which the oven, I guess, makes it still warm because of the pilot light.
Oh. The movie was shorter, but it was only shorter because they took their 40-minute scene and cut it down by 18 minutes.
Oh, God. I wonder if the third one... Can we do the third one next week?
No, we need a break in between them. I cannot do this.
I should have pre-watched this.
Just like, I don't know. Maybe we should get a guest for the next one.
Yes,
just in
I was
case.
going to say that.
We're like, please come watch this movie with us.
Just for the love of God, help us out.
We just need another person here.
We need to know if this is as awkward as we think it is.
It is.
Okay.
Please tweet at us how awkward it is.
Hey guys, watch this with another bud of yours. Okay, what else do I have? Okay, so in that bathroom scene with Mark and Troy, he was negging him, but negging him with compliments.
He wasn't complimenting him.
He was saying, oh, you're too fit, your hair's too dark.
Oh, no, he was like, you're not my type, you're too tall.
Yeah, that's a compliment.
But that's insinuating that short people are wrong for being short.
Well, no, I'm saying like in the grand scheme of things of, like what the
conventionally attractive.
Yes, that's the exact words I was looking for. Those are like, hey, dude, you are Charles Atlas. Whatever, it's what Frankenfurter was trying to make into...
Are you talking about the guy that holds up the world?
Yeah.
Atlas.
Yeah. The Charles Atlas seal of approval. I only know that reference.
Charles Atlas?
That I swear to God, that is what they say on Rocky Horror Picture Show.
I don't know.
You vamp, I am checking this.
I mean, you don't have to check it. He's checking it. But also, I don't even need to vamp. You could just cut the empty time. But the message is that your height doesn't matter about your attractiveness. Yes. Glad James agrees.
I do.
But the thing is, he was negging him because he was telling him that qualities he had were the reasons that he wasn't attracted to him.
Yeah,
So
he says Charles Atlas.
It doesn't. I'm like the actual Greek god is Atlas, or the Greek Titan is Atlas.
I guess I should have Googled just Charles Atlas to see what that is.
Yeah, I don't know who is Charles Atlas a character in the movie.
No, because it's a Rocky that he. I guess Charles Atlas was a bodybuilder.
Oh, yeah, okay, I get it because Rocky built a bodybuilder. Ha ha ha. That's been my worst laugh on the podcast ever.
Yeah.
Ha ha ha. My laughs are versatile.
Well, no, also like
still
Nicole.
Googling.
Well, no, Nicole sent me like something that's it's an apartment thing.
But yeah, Mark is much different in this one than he was in the first one, I feel, and I liked him a lot better in the first one. Personality-wise, he kind of seemed a little douchey in this one. Not gonna lie. But my notes, whenever they first meet Troy and they like talk to him after class, he says that he's doing modeling for $50. So he says, but really I'd do it for a beer or for a weed.
A weed.
A weed. He'll do it for a whole weed.
Yes. You said the subtitle said that, right?
The subtitle said it and he also said it.
No, I think he said, or weed. I think he meant...
That was a very quick, And I would know uhs because I use them a lot.
Yeah,
Not that
does.
anyone in the podcast listening would know unless it's after 45 minutes.
Which it's getting close.
Getting real close. I got room for one more.
Ooh, you just said it. I'm just going to beep that out. I got room for one more beep.
One more beep. So he said a weed. And then when they go to pay him, they pull out cash, a big ass bag of weed.
I missed that because I was writing
and
notes.
then like 3 beers. She had like a sandwich Ziploc bag just absolutely stuffed. Like it had some weight to it. Like that is a ton of weed.
Yeah.
Which it wasn't really weed. It was like oregano or something. It didn't look right. Didn't look
you know
correct.
so much about that tokeness.
No. But I do have Google, and
I saw him Googling weed.
Also, Dare, didn't Dare ever go to your school and like show you what drugs look like?
No, we had stats, students talking about tough stuff. So we didn't get. This was just students from our high school creating skits to tell us not to have sex and do drugs.
Those nerds.
Well, no, this is actually a good thing that they did. They would purposefully find kids who had done drugs or had sex, so they actually had real life experience to say like, oh no, you shouldn't be doing this.
Were they like, James, we heard you've been sniffing some air conditioner.
No, they never asked me because I would have said, fuck no, you nerds.
No, you nerds.
I'm trying to get some fingers in, you know? I'm not going to get any from here. Get out of here, stats.
Drugs are bad. Don't do them.
You're like the drama kids, but you're less horny.
Or are they more horny?
Would they be pent up?
I don't know.
I guess I could ask some people who are in stats. It would be a very weird conversation. People who I haven't talked to since high school to say, hey man, do you guys think you and stats were hornier than drama club or, even band? I know you weren't hornier than band.
Please do. And then follow up next time.
I could just,
for the next movie.
Hold on. What time? Oh, he might be out of work. I'm going to call a high school friend of mine.
Don't do that.
Who was in drama. I'm going to call him right now.
Oh, no, don't do that.
I know I'm going to. He'll be on the podcast. It's MC Deep. He was on Mostly Speaking Sentai. All right.
What are you doing?
Oh, no, I muted it. How did I?
He's going to be like, what?
I'm calling him right now.
Oh, my God.
Please answer. I could call my friend Tommy if... Oh, no.
Yes.
No, hold on. I'm going to call my friend Tom. Oh, wait.
Why?
This might not be his phone anymore, but let's check.
I have a few notes to get
He's going
through.
to think this isn't an emergency.
Why are you doing that to him?
The call you are attempting to place is not allowed from this line.
Nope. Oh my God. All right. Let me try. No, I'm going to call up my good friend That Fed. And if this doesn't work, I will cancel this bit. Okay.
You should have canceled the bit like 2 calls ago.
Come on.
Call has been forwarded to an
Oh, amazing.
He texted me though. So
He's like, stop calling me, James. That's weird. Who calls people
I
now?
have to. It's all good. It's all good. Needed to know if kids in drama class were hornier than kids in stats. Wait, I should capitalize stats.
We got
Stats.
very off topic.
For podcast. Oh, but he might message me back. I'm also done with notes, I think.
I
That's
have
why-
a few more. They, in the, whenever they were talking to Troy and like doing their follow-up modeling with him after giving him money, a weed, and beer, he was talking about the ex-gay group and he was like, I want to hang out with this group and maybe they'll fix me, which is definitely wrong. Like, you're not broken. You don't need to be fixed. You're fine. Just wanted to point that out, which the movie sort of did through Mark. Mark saying, you know, whenever he was talking about Kyle's mom being happy that he wasn't gay anymore, Mark's like, that wasn't a good thing. Like, he's fine.
Even though it was a great sentiment, he was doing it with ulterior motives.
He was doing it with ulterior. I think that I think he did have the sentiment behind it, though. He had ulterior motives in that he was jealous of Kyle, like, being with someone else. So it was just going to be with that person first, which was definitely kind of, you know, fucked up.
Yeah.
But as far as, like, the pretending to be gay thing or pretending to be straight thing and all that, he was definitely not about that. Not about that at all.
Yeah. I wish I knew someone who was in stats.
Oh, my God. Nerd.
I never call people, so people were probably thinking this was an emergency situation.
It's weird to call people nowadays.
Yeah.
I do have a few people that I'll call occasionally. I stopped calling them in the last couple of years, though. Like, I'll still text them and be like, hey, you want to talk on the phone later? But I don't just, like, straight up call them. There's maybe, like, one person that I'll just straight up call.
I could call my sister and ask her. I don't know if stats was around when she was in school, though. Also kind of weird to call my sister for that.
Also, just kind of weird question. Just
You want to know what? I could call Nicole. Yeah, let's get Nicole on the pod.
Oh my God.
She's probably also not going to answer. No one wants to answer.
James, if you ever call me now, I know not to answer because you're trying to trick me. This is a public service announcement to everyone that James tries to call. Do not answer.
Hello?
Hey, Nicole,
Oh my God.
can I talk to you for 1 second?
No.
Okay.
All right, you're on This Movie's Gay. So, who do you think was hornier? Kids in Drama Club? Who do you think was hornier? Kids in Drama Club or kids who were in stats?
I don't know what that is.
Oh my God. You know, students talking about tough stuff? There were those kids in school that made skits to tell us not to do sex or drugs.
Oh, who is funnier?
No. No. You are the 4th person I've called. No one answered.
For good reason.
Okay.
I can't fucking hear you. It is so, like, distorted.
Okay.
It's, like, fuzzy.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay, who was hornier? Drama Club or stats?
Hornier?
Yeah, hornier.
Band kids.
No. But out of Drama Club and stats, because technically they're both doing drama, but one is saying don't do sex and one's not having a stance either which way.
Drama, aka, like, theater.
Yeah.
I mean, I never talked to any of the stats kids.
I obviously didn't know that was a thing. So,
Oh, okay.
but knowing that there was like a prop bed that people would like designate to have sex on, like probably the drama kid.
What? That's real?
Yeah.
Oh, we need to have I need to have a conversation with some drama students.
Oh my
Yeah, talk to
god.
Katie.
Okay. Alrighty. All right. I love you.
Unless she scares you.
But I love you, Nicole.
I love you too.
Bye bye.
You weirdo.
Bye bye. Bye.
I don't think she heard me at all.
Oh yeah, probably not.
She's just like, why did he call me?
Funnier. Hi guys, my name's
Oh.
been James.
Oh my god, I still have notes.
Bye bye.
Jesus. So we're still here, despite James trying to cut it all off now that the phone call has ended. One of my favorite parts of the movie is when Mark sees like Kyle going to the ex-gay meeting or whatever, and he talks to Gwen, and he's like, "What's going on?" And she goes, "Are you sitting down?" And he's not. He's just standing
Yeah.
there. We both laughed at that. That was a good joke. Real good. The leader of the like guy that was running the coming in meeting was real like aggressive and wanting to know what these people were doing
Oh yeah,
intimately.
because that
like-
dude's repressed.
Yeah, but it was just so aggressive and weird. He's like that might not count for like the under the shirt stuff, and is like, why don't you show me? And like makes this guy lift his shirt and like show him how a girl was rubbing on his chest and things. It was weird. It was real weird.
Yeah.
Which later we find out that he was sleeping with someone and all that, or sleeping with another guy in the group, and ends up, being outed to his mom in a very aggressive and weird way.
Oh yes, very.
Um,
Can I quickly say something? That Fed got back to me. He said, "Oh, LOL, I vote stats."
so it's 1-1. You can vote if you want. I don't care.
Hey guys, let us know. Theater kids or stats?
And then they talk about you can choose your own adventure as like the movie, like, being your own person, you can choose your own adventure. I did want to like sort of touch on that because they were talking about the milestones that people have in relationships and in life, is how since not even that long, it just whatever. The milestones for people growing up were supposed to be, oh, you grow up, you graduate from school, you go to college, graduate, get a house, have kids. That's your life. And Mark was saying that that's not your life as a gay person. That's you choose your own adventure. You choose your own thing because it's not that you don't have those stepping stones and those milestones. And I feel like today, sort of with like millennials and the next generation, we're sort of seeing where these milestones don't really exist. Like right now, very, very few people I know who are in their late 20s don't own houses and aren't doing that. So it's interesting that this movie touched on that. And it's just like, oh, well, that is sort of what is happening socially now, instead of just with people that are in, the LGBTQ community. That's it.
There's a meme that Nicole likes to bring up. It's a picture of a headline that says, "Millennials are donating blood less than any generation ever." And then someone just comments on it saying, "'Cause we all gay."
Yeah. I mean, because there is there's an outdated policy basically that we can't donate blood if you've had intercourse with a man who hasn't had intercourse with another man since 1970, 1980, something like that. It's literally one of the questions when you're going to give blood. It's like, if you answer this question, they won't call you anymore.
Mm-hmm.
I remember when I was in high school, they would, especially right after I got out of high school, they would call me all the time. And I'm just like, please stop. Please stop calling me to give blood. I'm no longer even in Tennessee. Can't do that. Sorry. But now, not allowed. So that's fine. Even though blood is tested for STDs and things anyway.
Yeah, because you can still be straight and have an STD.
Yeah, you can be straight and have AIDS or HIV. Like, that's a big issue. And people should get tested for it, even if you're straight. If you've had sex, you should get
Even
tested
if you're
for
a
it.
virgin.
Well, because it is a disease that's spread through blood. Like if you've had contact with blood, like, yeah, another person's blood, you should get tested.
I know a lot of virgins who are murdering people, so...
Is that what happened in Creepy Cruiser's time?
Ooh, maybe. God, we gotta revisit that movie.
Eventually.
Stop revisiting movies,
We're
James.
revisiting movie. No, we're not revisiting the one you want to revisit, though. That's not happening.
We have to say the title every
Not
single
saying the title.
podcast. Bed and Breakfast of Terror.
Oh
Gay Bed and Breakfast of Terror.
You got it wrong. We can't revisit it. You got it wrong.
All right, I have just a couple notes. All you have to do to charm a girl is say she has a sexy vagina. Tiffany lets us know that.
Tiffany is real weird.
And how can we create first a popper lube?
James brought this up during the movie, and I was like, that won't work because the chemicals the chemicals in poppers you do not want inside your body.
But, well, then why are people taking them? Because it's still going in your body.
They're inhaling the fumes.
Okay, then let's just take the fumes and put those in a lube.
But why?
Like, just give it the sensation that the popper would have.
That's just a numbing lube.
Okay, there we go. We just created numbing lube.
I'm pretty sure those things exist already.
Yeah, it's like you can use them for your mouth to pull out a tooth.
Have you done this?
Yeah, my neighbor was a dental assistant. So whenever we had a loose tooth, we would just go over to her house and she'd yank out her tooth and she would use that stuff, it'd numb it and then pull it out. Once, Amber Callis, she told me that if you use that numbing gel and kind of like let it like settle in the back of your throat, you'll be able to deep throat better.
They literally have sprays for that.
Oh.
Like those exist.
So yeah, just there you go. Do like a nasal spray type deal. Like you just have to have it. You know how you put the nasal spray in your nose? Just put that in your butt.
I mean, you don't have to do that. I'm pretty sure they've got lubes that work like that too. I don't know.
Hey,
Not
if
completely
anyone
aware.
tries that, we are not reliable if anything goes wrong.
Liable. We're not liable.
Oh, yeah, yes.
We're also not reliable. We won't take you to the hospital. We'll go,
Yes,
oh,
we will
that sucks. That sucks a lot. Sorry, guys. Sorry about it.
Bye-bye.
No, don't do that.
Do you have any notes?
I have at the end when Gwen like kisses the girl that is at the ex-gay meeting and like they were saying she's a lesbian. I mean, that's also, don't kiss people without permission. Don't do that. Which Gwen did it. And then the girl who they were saying was the lesbian said, "Help, I'm being recruited."
Oh, yeah, that was...
Which that's not how it works, but also, geez.
I'm a gay agenda terrorist, guys. I've said it in one of my songs.
And then when Mark and Troy were like getting together, they start getting busy, and Troy did not last very long at all. And Mark pointed out, and he's like, "Well, that was fast." And then he starts to like do stuff with Troy starts to do stuff to Mark, and then Mark's like, "Oh, I can't do it," because he sees a picture of him and Kyle. But it's like okay, good, you can't do it, but you've already had oral sex with him at this point. Like you're saying, "Oh, I can't do it because I can't be with someone else besides Kyle," but you have already in fact done that.
I think his penis was drooping. That's what was
Probably,
happening.
yeah, but at the same time, like he was making it out like, "Oh, I just can't do this to Kyle." But it's like you've done it. You've already done it.
Like
You have
sometimes
already done it.
when you're playing baseball, you can swing a bat, but maybe your arm hurts too much to be able to pitch.
No, like
There we go.
I understand the concept of it, and I understand.
But he was doing
him
it for
saying-
a moral reason.
Yeah, and he's like trying to say that he's doing it for a moral reason, but like if you're like, "Oh, I can't cheat on this," he's not cheating because they broke up. But if that was pretty much the tone they had during that scene, but I just so he's like, "Oh, I can't do it because I want to be faithful to Kyle," when it's like you've already been unfaithful to him.
I have a perfect metaphor, an analogy for this.
Mm-hmm.
You think of it this way: you can get yourself an abortion, but you could not give an abortion.
That doesn't make sense. You need to be a medical professional. All right. That was it for my notes, I believe.
Would you recommend this movie?
It recommends a strong word.
I would, and I would say if you haven't seen the first one, you don't need to.
Yeah, you don't need to see the first one. If you're looking for the gay version of something that's like raunchy, like
American Pie,
or like something like that, if you're just looking for something like that, then yes, watch this movie. Watch this series. Because that is what this is.
I would say watching the first one makes the second one more confusing.
I would recommend it if this is the kind of movie you're looking for, and that's what you want to watch. Then watch it. You know, live your best life.
It's also real horny, guys.
It's real horny. Don't watch it with your friend. Just like on a small couch together.
Literally, it's a couch for two.
It's a couch for two. I thought James was going to sit in the chair because we know how the first one turned out. Then he sat beside me and I was like, well,
I didn't
this is
want
happening.
to because I didn't want you to think that, like, oh, Corwyn's yucky.
No, I wouldn't have thought that. I'm amazing.
But I thought this second one was going to not have a long
We should just assume that all of them do.
Okay.
Assume that all of them. And also when we finally watch Just Another Gay Movie, who Kyle is in, the actor.
Oh, really?
Apparently he's in it.
Hell yeah.
I saw it in his IMDb. But yeah, we'll just assume that all these movies are like this. So we might have guests in the future for them. Yay!
Yeah, so we don't feel uncomfortable.
So that we're like, okay, cool, this is happening. Yay.
But we can't get like a hottie in here. That would make it more uncomfortable.
All my friends are hot. Too bad.
Yeah, and I was going to say, so Ryan's out.
Everyone's
Lauren's out.
Everyone's out. Just
Caleb's out.
Just everyone.
We cannot have Nicole here. She can't even be in the apartment. Frank? I guess Frank's our guest.
Frank's our guest. Frank's our only guest.
He's handsome. He's not a hottie.
He's very handsome. Very handsome little Frank.
Alrighty, Corwyn, what you got to plug?
Saltbox Theatre Collective. It's the theater company I'm in. Look it up. Follow us. We'll have a show probably at the end of summer or the late midsummer, whatever it's called. I don't know. Saltbox Theatre Collective. Look us up.
Yeah, links are in the comments or links are in the description. Follow us at This Movie's Gay on, I was about to say MySpace, on Twitter.
We're not on MySpace.
I should make us a MySpace page.
Make us a MySpace page. Make it real angsty.
And also check out our website. Go to, it's very long. We're trying to change that. So our website, it's also in the description, is marshlandmedia.wixsite.com/MLM pod. Please go to that. There is a donate section on there. You can donate any money that is, you have to donate 50 cents or more. I didn't set that. PayPal sets that. So if you have a PayPal, donate any money. It is for the explicit purpose of getting a real domain name. That's it.
Yes, donate to us.
We need for a yearly thing for the Wix services and domain name, it's $132. We only need $100 more at the time of this. Fans have already donated $32.
Yes, we love you. Also, we love our fans that are listening.
You want to know what? Steve F., I believe it Hit People Guy on Twitter. Let me double check to make sure. And Power Playthrough, P Playthrough. They're a podcast. They're great. They're the ones who donated.
Yay. Thank you so much.
On the page, it says we will shout them out. I'm not giving any of their full names, but I hope they know that I will be shouting them out. Let me double check that it is at Hit People Guy.
Yeah. So donate. We'll shout you out. If you want any specifics for shouting out, just send us a DM.
Yeah. Say, hey, I donated it. Here's a screenshot of the donation receipt.
And you can be like, I want you to call me out like this.
Yes.
This is also, Hickory Ham.
If you donate the $132, I will write you a song.
James writes songs.
Yes.
He'll write you a song. That's how you hire him for a song, is you pay him $132 to pay for the website.
Yeah. And then if we have any more, it goes to further promoting our podcasts. And then if for any reason we get a lot of money, it would just go into equipment and other upkeeps for the podcast. None of that goes into like, it's not going to buy us food.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Yeah.
I will keep bringing croissants.
Yeah, you want to know what? You, TC, and Anissa keep me fed.
I literally, almost every single time I come, there's a bakery nearby that I stop in, and I grab a couple of croissants, and I come and bring James one.
Yeah,
Except
and
today
I'm
I brought one
excited.
to him, and he was like, oh, I'm not hungry. I was like, I'm very hungry. I'm probably going to eat them both.
I just ate a box of mac and cheese.
It's like, I'm going to eat them both, and then I will just bring you 2 next time.
Yeah.
So he'll have 2 croissants next week.
TC's buying me an entire pizza for the explicit purpose to see if I can eat a family-sized pizza.
I know. They
I'm
asked that, and I was
excited.
like, oh my God, I cannot eat a family-sized pizza
I know I can.
alone. It's the bread. I can't do the bread.
Oh,
It's
I
just
can
too
do
much.
it. What I'll probably do is have, if you get some like Prego pasta sauce, dip that like a marinara into the bread. Oh, it goes down smooth.
Well, look forward to that, because he's probably going to be recording it and posting it.
Yeah, it will be. It'll be
Just
a video.
like our hot pepper challenge that James did.
Did you
with
see the
Nicole.
ice bucket challenge?
And the ice bucket. I saw it without audio, so I have no idea what's going on.
I'll show it after this.
I saw all. You don't. I saw all of it without audio.
It's bonkers.
I
Check
will,
it out.
I will personally check it out with audio next time.
Yeah, also tweet at us, at This Movie's Gay or at Marshland Media. Just anything you would want me to do to promote this podcast. Like if you were to see something in a commercial or anything and you'd say, I need to check this out, tell me what it is. There are 3 rules. 1, it needs to be legal. So, like I'm not going to, it needs to be legal. I'm not going to stab anyone.
Correct.
2, it cannot harm myself or others, such as, stabbing people.
Correct.
And 3, it needs to cost 0 money, or you need to give me money to do this. Like I can't go out and buy knives to stab people.
I like that knives and stabbing people are your this is the example.
Breaking windows was one. That was an example. I said, I'm not going to do anything illegal like smashing out car windows. It can't harm anyone. I'm not going to harm a transformer by smashing out their windows. And I can't buy any things, like blunt force weapons, or I cannot build a transformer to smash out its windows.
Good examples.
Yeah, guys.
You can also tweet at me those requests. If
at
you do
Corwynning.
At Corwynning, I will either assist James in doing, if you have a dual challenge for us, we can do that too, I guess.
It's at Corwynning.
Oh my God.
I forgot that's how this podcast started. 17 minutes of that.
Just an entire, so much
This
of
is
that.
a great episode, guys.
Thanks
Also,
for listening.
Rate and review us on iTunes if that's where you're listening.
Like us on Spotify.
Yeah.
Subscribe to us on Spotify. All that.
Subscribe
Just everything-
everywhere.
Everywhere. We
Listen
need
to the
all
back
subscribers.
catalog.
Just put it on play. My friends have told me this. They're like, I'm going to put it on play, not listen. Just put it on
But
play and put it in the
please
background. I was
listen.
like, fine. That's
Tell
fine.
a friend.
Just listen. Tell a friend.
Just listen. That's a Gravy Train
Thanks.
song.
Thanks for listening. We do love all of our normal listeners as well. Yes.
But we also want some new listeners. Or some abnormal listeners. Yeah, I'm talking about famous people. Get in here, guys. Tweet about us. But I've been James.
I've been Corwyn.
Bye-bye. Or, no, bye. See you guys.
Bye.
This has been a Marshland Media production, produced by James McCullum. For more content, please visit mlmpod.com. To support our network and have access to exclusive podcasts, head over to patreon.com/MLMpod and sign up today.